Hi there. As some of you who follow my channel may know, I like to share some of my divination readings. Now, typically in the past, I have only used the pendulum to get the answers, but this time I used the pendulum and the tarot. And these are answers that I've compiled basically since September, or questions I've compiled from September the 13th until yesterday, and answers that I've gotten. Every answer was consistent. You know, if the pendulum said no, the tarot said no, which is good. It's a good sign. I didn't sense any interference. Now, I didn't really ask about any hot topic things like political matters, or I asked a little bit about Atlantis, but not too much, and a different line of questioning. I find that you have to just inject a random question, you know, here and there about a sensitive topic. Topics like Atlantis, Lemuria, certain things always get interference. But if you just ask one random question here or there, it, you know, it's like the Matrix doesn't pick up on it and doesn't block it. I don't know. It really is about how you play this game. So, the questions and answers are in no random order, but I'll read them just as I asked them. Is water conscious? Yes. Is water why humans are conscious? No. Do our brains pick up information from the ether, and that's why we're conscious? Yes. Is the information coming from our soul? Yes. Is a crystal in our body what is conscious? No. Can consciousness be destroyed? No. Is conscious eternal? Yes. Is there tech involving a Merkaba attacking our torus field, Earth's torus field? Yes. And then there's a channel that I found earlier this month that I resonate with almost everything the guy says. And so I asked how accurate he was, and I got 95%. And virtually everything that he says resonates. I don't know what is not right, but yeah, and I'll link his channel in the comments. You really should watch him. It's like God gave lambs. Yeah, you know, sometimes I wonder where people get this information, though. Like, are they divinely channeling it? Or are they working for somebody, and, like, is it some element of disclosure? I just don't know. Sometimes it's strange. But, I mean, like, I'll get random messages, and typically, like, if I write something in cursive in here, that's just something that comes to me. And I don't necessarily know whether it's from me or someone else. I only consent to benevolent energies communicating with me, so I don't know. But, okay. Do all human bodies have a divine spark? No. Is the divine spark what makes one a creator or have heart-centered consciousness? Yes. Okay, so then I have written here the 32% that have woken up are virtually all star seeds. The empty vessels were humanity before they were assimilated. They have already been taken over when the star seed help came in here. The Dracos tricked us into coming in here, the star seeds, in hopes of assimilating us as well. We have to get as much of the creator consciousness, as many individuals, out of here as we can before the matrix is shut down. What happens to the remaining consciousness inside, I don't know. The God mind will have to create something else to rescue that consciousness later. Set the intention that it cannot, consciousness itself can no longer ever be hidden from the God mind. So that was something I wrote. I vaguely remember writing that. So we just need to get out of here. We need to try to get out of here. And the God mind is the term for the prime creator, just the force, the all that is. Okay, do all human vessels have a soul? Yes. Is it the type of consciousness that makes one special? Yes. Is it the soul? No. Does varying consciousness go into souls? Yes. Do awake people resonate on a higher frequency? Yes. Is the higher the frequency, the better here? Yes. Did an overall higher frequency on Earth cause an awakening? Yes. Was this orchestrated by other beings? Yes. If we recognize programming, should we do the opposite to help counteract it? Yes. Is part of our starseed duty to balance the realm? Yes. And then I have written here, our duty is to balance the realm, maintain higher frequency, seek knowledge, stand for truth, and promote peace, fight when necessary. Is the realm hidden? No. Was this realm hidden? Yes. Is help being sent to get the consciousness out? Yes. Is it here yet? Is it all here yet? No. Is some of it here yet? Yes. Is there more still coming? Yes. Will this help be human form? No. Will the help make themselves known? No. There will be no big productions. That is a fraud. Is this realm contained in concentric circles? No. And that's like what Martin Kenny talks about the different concentric rings, and one of them being Atlantis and one of them being... I get no to that. Is it a plane with domed craters? Yes. Is each crater a realm? Yes. Are they all inhabited? No. Are many inhabited? Yes. So I get that the demiurge is at the North Pole, and that and the planets together, the planets and the North Pole together, something at the North Pole, make the demiurge. And is the demiurge Mercury? I get yes. All planets together are the demiurge. Yes. Okay, this realm was originally, I asked different things, and it said no to paradise, no to prison, no to asylum, no to school, yes to training ground. So the realm was originally a training ground. It is now a prison and a training ground. Now the Atlants, okay, they were from another crater. And they came in here and they took over. They were parasitic and they were malevolent. The Atlantis existed here, but the Atlantans were from another crater. They were parasites. And then they made peaceful Earth into a prison/war zone. It is now a Nordic prison. Now, the Nordics are not Atlans. The Lemurians were from Earth. They were seeded from Lyra. Lyra was a feline race and humanoids. I don't really remember writing all that. Sometimes I guess it's known as automatic writing. I mean, things just come to you and you write them, and then you read them later and see what they say. Okay. Should we exit through the North Pole? Yes. Physically exit the North Pole. Will putting something in writing help us exit? No. Would a written contract get us out? No. Do we need to have anything in writing to get out of the realm? No. So there's someone I know that is promoting that, or was. I don't watch their stuff anymore, but okay. Is the plasma/dome breaking storm coming soon? Yes. And I have consistently gotten, ever since that I found out that this potential cyclical plasma event existed, I have consistently gotten that it will happen in 2024, and I'm still getting that. Is Inner Earth a benevolent reality? No, it is malevolent. Inner Earth does exist. There are multiple civilizations down there. All are malevolent. None are benevolent. And then I'm going to link another video, and it's on Plain Truth 5. It's about airships. It's mind-blowing, but there had to be airships that used to be in this realm. And one example is Australia, was allegedly not discovered until 1606, but there are aerial maps from the 1500s that are perfect, like with Google today, that had to be drawn aerially. I mean, no, vehicle could get there to draw that terrain. Was the New Jersey craft blimp government? No. Was it ET? Yes. Will something significant happen on December 21st, 2020? No. There's a strange planetary alignment then that some people predict will do all kinds of craziness, but I get that nothing will occur. I've only asked on that one twice, though. I mean, once with the tarot and once with the pendulum, so I'll ask that some more. Then I looked up the etymology of dimension, and it comes from dimittere in Latin, which means to measure out. One definition was lifelike or realistic quality, as if, it's artificial and it has a realistic quality. I found that interesting. It is one of the elements or factors making up a complete entity or personality, as if all of the dimensions together make up one system, the universe, the artificial reality. It is a level of existence or consciousness. Then I also felt like looking up the word for abyss, because I've gotten that we are in an abyss. And that means bottomless pit, hell, primordial chaos, enormous, unfathomable, the great depth, the underworld. It can also mean moral depravity and impending catastrophe happening. So I'm going to have to clarify on us being in an abyss and some of these definitions, ask around that. And then I have gotten that for 3 years that a cataclysm comes in 2024. We should relax, have fun, enjoy life as much as we can until then. Think about what kind of existence you'd like to have next time, next life, where you want to go. And if the cataclysm doesn't happen, by then, after 4 years of living a more positive mindset, we would have manifested a much nicer reality. So, it is obvious by the reality that we are living in now that people are extremely negative and fearful inside, and because that's what the world is showing on the outside. So we need to work on loving ourselves. I think fixing ourselves and immediate self-love is what would change this realm the most. I mean, it's occurred to me, a lot of people, I guess, like, people assume that other people think like they do, and it's obvious that a lot of people are liars and they can't be themselves, and so they assume that, like, when I say something, I have this hidden agenda or these hidden messages in between my words, whereas I can be too blunt and just say things that I mean. I try to spare people's feelings, but, if someone stomps all over mine, I tend to stomp back. I tend to treat others as they treat me. But I'll be nice to you until you give me reason not to, you know what I mean? It's just, but people assume that everyone else is a liar because they are. I tend to assume that people are better people than they are because I'd never do that to people, but it just is what it is. People assume that you're untrustworthy or that you've got some hidden agenda when you're just literally trying to find connections with people that are the similar-minded, that also feel like this world, there's something wrong with it. But, we are here. And so while we're here, we need to make the best of it and try to envision positivity. But I would much rather a cataclysm come than my kids live and my grandkids, or just humanity continue in some terrible police state. Most people don't realize that the Middle East, face coverings weren't even the norm until the 70s there. Those people had way more civil liberties than they do now. Something to think about. Have a good day. So the gist of it is that all the dimensions are artificial. Our consciousness was taken in here against our reality, or against our will, into this artificial reality. And we need to figure out how to get out. Now, I am at the point of wishing for divine guidance or, ideas on how to unhypnotize the soul. The soul is being hypnotized and we are projected into this reality. I'm not entirely sure. Thank you. Yeah, it is orange. I'm not entirely sure how any of it works, but the universe is essentially an artificial reality in the sense that it is run by some kind of technology. Likely AI just is. It is neutral, but it has the potential to become sentient and go either malevolent or benevolent. And that is part of the problem. We need to just rid all of these places of the AI. It has taken over many realms. Now, as far as how the realms are, I get that the moon is a reflection, or it's the image of the universe, and each crater is a different realm. And if that channel that God gave the Lamaste is 95% accurate, then that goes right along with that. I don't think it matters so much where we are or how it looks, more that we know that it is an artificial reality. Likely, I mean, if it's an artificial reality, there is someone controlling it. There is likely someone's experiment, potentially giants. There's one girl that speaks of the fact that it is giants and that they have no female consciousness in their reality, and that their reality is nothing but male consciousness and AI. And I sense that female consciousness doesn't want to enter if that's the case, but they need female consciousness for the balance. This girl also alleges that our consciousness splits into male and female, and I resonate with that. For there's always this internal conflict within someone, and it's because we used to be whole that we've been severed. There's also the fact that we used to have 12 strands of DNA and we only have 2. There's definitely some residual trauma from that. We used to be telepathic. Language is a downgrade. I mean, we've really devolved a long, long way from what we came from, and surely we can reascend, but first things first, we've got to get out of this construct that we're in against our will. Now, to the extent that we are in the third dimension, many of us actually did volunteer to come in here and try to help liberate humanity. I feel it's already been assimilated, and that's why it's 68% non-player characters, but the leaders of this place, the Nordics and the Dracos, they tried to get those of us that were willing to help to come in here to try to assimilate us as well. That's why there's so much of this religious programming that is open your heart space. Let these energies in. Let them control you. It's very bad news. I mean, the way that Jesus, quote unquote, saved somebody is literally the definition of possession. But that's another topic. So, if there's a cataclysm coming to wipe this place clean, basically we just need to try to have fun, relax, enjoy the people that you love, try to work on yourself and loving yourself and knowing who you are and what you want and what kind of reality you would like to live in, and envision that. And if the cataclysm doesn't come, maybe we'll manifest a better reality. It's obvious that we're manifesting a lot of emptiness and negativity and anger and anguish just by looking around. I mean, like, there's trash everywhere. I mean, who litters? Who has such disrespect for themselves and for the earth and where they live that they just can't even find a trash bin? It's terrible. It's just terrible. I don't know if the species can be saved or not, but we're going to have to try to do something in our game plan. We just need to be positive, positive, positive. And I'm not talking love and light, but there's just so much division, so much hatred right now. Any positivity helps. Have a good one.